Cambridge's Museum of Zoology is one of the finest zoological museums in the world, and it's about to close for a couple of years for a major £18 million revamp. We're here today to talk to some of the people who are packing away some of the exhibits, including some of the things that Darwin brought back 180 years ago on the voyage of the Beagle. I'm here with Matt Lowe, who is the collections manager for the museum, and we're going to be talking about some of the items that are going to be boxed up and put away. Matt, you've got some interesting things here. Some birds, some parakeets, I think, that don't exist anywhere else in the world.
Absolutely, and not just don't exist anymore in the wild, but the two specimens you see in front of you, these are Newton's parakeets from the island of Rodriguez. They became extinct in 1875, and they are the only evidence that this species existed on planet Earth. We have a male and a female, so if the building ever caught fire, they'd be the first things that I would dash in and rescue if I could.
And you've got a great auk here as well. That's an unusual bird.
Yeah. There are only about 100 great auk mounted specimens, stuffed specimens anywhere in the world, and we've been assured by somebody who's seen all of them that this is the best great auk anywhere you'll see. And unfortunately, at the moment, it's sitting in the stores mainly for its own protection. And as part of the redevelopment, we hope to get this item and everything else you see on the table in front of you on display as sort of a rolling program of exciting specimens that we normally have to keep behind the scenes. But the great auk, it became extinct in 1844, and that is the best one you'll see, so enjoy it.
Matt, these are some of the things that Darwin brought back from his famous voyage about 180 years ago. Some fish, I gather, in these little jars.
And it's also Darwin's 205th birthday today, so we should wish him a happy birthday while we're here. But these are indeed fish collected whilst on the Beagle voyage, which Darwin then had sent to a chap called Jennings, who was a local parish priest, who was actually the first choice for the Beagle voyage, but turned it down because he felt he had more spiritual duties. And so we acquired those specimens from Jennings, or via Jennings. So we have much of the fish that Darwin collected on the Beagle voyage, and we also have these. Would you like to hazard a guess what you've got here?
It's a tiny little bird. Is it a finch?
It is a finch. It is a finch. Would you like to hold it?
If I'm allowed to.
You are allowed to. It is a finch collected on the Beagle voyage by a gentleman called George Fuller, who was Captain Fitzroy's assistant. But many people were collecting natural history objects on the Beagle voyage. We certainly know that Darwin handled this specimen and that it influenced him because we have one of his tiny little labels. Only the number, the big labels, Darwin's handwriting was absolutely terrible, so most of his larger labels have been removed. But the smaller label there is Darwin's handwriting, so touched by the great man himself.
Fantastic. Well, I'm here with Professor Paul Brakefield, who's the director of the Zoology Museum. And Paul, you can tell us a little bit about the funding requirements here for this project.
We're very fortunate the university is backing this to a halt, so they're putting in a great deal of money. But on top of that, we need a contribution which will enable us to realise our full ambitions for the public galleries, the new stores, and all the other parts of the new museum. So we're launching today a funding campaign for £3 million, which will help with the overall cost, and we're also already very grateful to the Heritage Lottery funding for putting some money into the whole project as well.
So your public appeal, the money could come from individuals, businesses?
From anyone, from individuals at whatever level, and we'll be extremely grateful for donations however small or however large.